Doesn't this pillow look Islamic? Take a closer look. It's a luxury pillow from the Middle Ages. At its center, the roundel proclaims in Arabic, "There is no God but God." Across the horizontal band, another inscription spells out prosperity in stylized script. The Seal of Solomon appears 4 times around a central motif, 2 women around a tree, 1 drinking, and 1 playing music. Everything about the design points towards Islam. It was likely made in Almeria, yet this pillow belonged to Berenguela, Queen of Castile and Leon, a Christian monarch. In 13th century Castile, Andalusi silks were not exotic trophies of war, but a part of everyday culture. They were worn at court, used in churches, and even wrapped around kings and queens in their tombs. These textiles carried power and prestige, not because they were Islamic, but because they belonged to a shared Iberian style that cut across religious boundaries. The evidence shows how practical and personal these choices could be. Fernando de las Cerdas' peyote was lined with wool to keep him warm in Castile's climate, while Muslim elites sometimes borrowed the tighter-fitting fashions of the Christian neighbors. People didn't just receive silks passively, they tailored them to their needs, making clothing a blend of luxury, identity, and comfort. Castilian law codes, poems, and epics also reveal how central textiles were to society. Partida 2, Title 5, Law 5, specifies that dress has much to do with causing men to be recognized whether as noble or servile. The ancient sages established the rule that kings should wear garments of silk adorned with gold and jewels, in order that men might know them as soon as they saw them, without inquiring for them. From the Siete Partidas to the Cantar de mi Cid, writers describe silk garments as signs of wealth, honor, and belonging. Christians in Iberia had already been wearing silks like these since at least the 9th century, so by the 13th, they could not have felt foreign. Contemporary documents confirm this, since they describe fabrics in terms of their material makeup, silk, gold thread, and dyes, rather than with labels of foreignness. For that reason, it is misleading to claim that Christian elites were imitating Muslim dress in religious terms. What we see instead is a process of sartorial mimesis, or a reciprocal process of imitation and adaptation where both sides of the frontier borrowed, adapted, and reworked each other's fashions to shape their own identities. Heraldic shields, for instance, which appear in Nazareth stucco and silks, originated in the Christian North as markers of identity before being absorbed into Andalusi art. This dynamic reminds us to avoid religiously loaded terms such as Hispano-Muslim, Moorish, or Islamic when describing Andalusi textiles in Christian Spain, since their 13th century use was not tied to religious affiliation. Far from being marginal or foreign, these silks were woven into the very language of power, creating a common visual world that Christians and Muslims alike recognized. For this reason, we must also reconsider the term Mudejar, which too often reduces textiles to the work of a subdued Muslim artisan. Instead, an alternative word like Mudejarismo should be understood as a shared Iberian aesthetic vocabulary, a cultural identity expressed through forms that everyone knew and actively participated in. This should change how we see medieval Iberia, not as a world of borrowed Muslim goods in Christian courts, but as one interconnected culture producing its own aesthetic vocabulary.